Hey there, team. Welcome to, a test battle. So, of course, as the... Oh, interesting. So, Hidden sent me this one? Must have. So, sorry. Oh, let me probably clear my throat. Dear me, absolutely terrible intro. So, this is one of the test battles that I didn't play in. This must have just been one of the ones that Hidden sent me. Doesn't look like I'm there. No, cool. But this is actually... Ooh, this is Temple of Melkor or something? I quite like this map. I've never actually been able to play this map fully from start to finish, unfortunately. I've always ended up getting a crash at some point, which is a shame because it's got some really interesting points to attack. I love fighting around here, I think. Is it? Oh, anyway. So, now the new version of the game has actually been released. So big news, pretty wild times. So I've got 3 more test battles to go through. Once I finish those test battles, I will be going through the battles that I have on the 0.97, and then I can just be fully open and ready to blast through everything on the new version. So yeah, well, that's what we're doing here. So Hidden sent me this one, so I really should go through it. I really don't think I'm involved in it. So we got Dale here, played by Dabo. He's got his Dalian Royal Guards, black shots, lots and lots of Dalian infantry, some spears, some sword masters, barding herd, the river patrol, and bardian marksmen with some Dalian bows. Pretty chill. No armor upgrades dotted around, but yeah, pretty chill, pretty as you'd expect. Dunland here, you've got some beastmen of Dunland, some mounted Ravenborn wardens, some Dunlanding pikes, some ruffians there for the javelins. He's got a catapult crew, the barbarian catapult team, looking pretty cool. Ravenborn wardens behind them. Then the Merquindi forces of Dorwinion, played by Tommy. Let's stick on 0.8 for now. We'll get some shuffling. River Patrol, Elvelyn Marksmen, Merquindi Bows, lots of Elvelyn Infantry with Vineguard in front. Then Tyus here, so he's got his Southron Pikes, armor-piercing Pikes, Berserkers, Haradrim Spears, more Berserkers, more Southron Pikes. Trollmen of Harad, of course. Be kind of crazy not to take them in almost every circumstance. Demons, of course, and then lastly we have the Warlord playing Rhudaur. So yeah, lots of power and not very much armor with the duo of Harad and Rhudaur. But he's got Serenadine Pikes, which do kind of put that to bed slightly, do wear a bit of armor and do have a bit of defensive skill. Enslavers there, Clansmen with that armor upgrade, just to give them a bit more staying power. Troll Axe Throwers and the more Troll Hunters. He's got another catapult, so that's 2 barbarian catapults brought to the field. Rhudaur swordsmen, some axemen hiding, and more Rhudaur swordsmen. So yep, definitely. Well, I like the army. Of course, if I was to grab one of them, it would be the Rhudaur. Firstly, we have Zelhain, the Death Clan. So he's got his Numenorian Dunaim Shadow Bows, some Steel Bowmen backing them up, Axguard of Menelaus, Seafarers there, some AP Numenorian Shield Guard. More of these Axe Guard of Menelaus, which I've never actually really looked at properly. Very cool. I mean, they look great, and those axes look pretty daunting. Sneeze. Hopefully that sneeze didn't come through too clearly on the mic, but it most likely did. Numenorian cohort there, and the Lords of Anadu, I believe. Anadu, perhaps. The next of his allies, or the first of his allies, is Hertum, playing as Cardolan. Definitely a very solid defensive army. He's got his gatekeepers there with that armor upgrade. Of course, in the new version, they have a very different look when they receive that armor upgrade. The Greenway Footmen. Again, they can receive an armor upgrade in the new version. Hearthguard of Amonsul. Once again, I say, even from this test version to the current up-to-date version, there is a massive change. This test version, I received this battle back in January, so there's quite a lot of changes between this and the current version that's released. So he's got his double gatekeeper. That is going into the red limit, but I think for a defensive siege, that's probably actually a decent idea. He's brought his not ballista, the trebuchet. I will go to 1x speed because I think we are shuffling. He's brought his trebuchet, which is definitely going to outrange and sort of out-accuracy those catapults. But we'll see how he does. He's got his Tharbad Warhammers. The trebuchet team behind them looking very, very cool. And then the Dunedain captains, I believe with an armour upgrade to give them that sort of royal court of House Thorondor look. But yeah, very, very powerful. Somewhat Roman-esque almost. So yeah, kind of like that Numenorian look. And then Gondor, another Numenorian descendant. Of course, sort of the most prominent Numenorian descendant. He's got the Fountain Guard marching down the street here. Nimlothian Honour Guard behind them. Elthillan Rangers. Alongside more Nimlothian Honour Guard. Goodness, double Nimlothian Honour Guard is an interesting move. Can you do that without going into the red limit? I don't actually know. I wouldn't have thought so. Some Gondorian archers there. It looks like max armour upgrade. Now that we no longer really have those Marksmen of Caer Andros, I think at the max level of armour upgrade, the Gondorian archers take that model. So they do look very, very good. Another trebuchet. So there's going to be a lot of artillery. This is 2 artillery pieces per team. That's going to be quite wild. Trebuchet team behind them, Gondorian spears, Citadel Guard with their javelins, and then spear work after, and heaps of Gondor infantry and spears, all with that double armor upgrade. So definitely, yeah, I mean, a lot of staying power, but maybe not, and more Gondorian infantry. This is from Winged Swordsman too. So that's a hell of a lot of staying power. I like it, I really do, but he's gonna need some allies to assist him sort of deal damage in melee, unless he picks his targets very nicely. But either way, that is going to be something that the defenders are, well, not sorry, the attackers are going to really struggle to just grind through. It's going to take them a very, very long time unless they bring the correct tools. But if they do, then yeah, they'll hopefully be able to do that without taking too much damage. Let me find somewhere nice to perch up. I say I do think we've got quite a long grace period here. You can play this map in lots of different ways. Sometimes I see the defenders sort of holding here, but it doesn't look like that's the case. It looks like the defenders are going to be marching all the way in to the proper temple area itself and letting the town outside fall to the outsiders. In a perfect world, I'm kind of hoping to see Gondor mixing it up with, you know, Cardolan and Numenor. Because Cardolan's got a lot more tools that they can use to kind of deal damage, and especially with the army composition they've sort of brought there. Whereas then, yeah, they can kind of rely on Gondor to take a bit of a beating for them. But saying that, I mean, both Numenor and Cardolan both have heavy armor as well. So it's I don't know. I'm very I like what the defenders are doing here, but I do worry that maybe the defenders just don't have the killing power that they're going to need here. Now, what the boys do sometimes do is, especially because they were playing the heck out of this game back in November, December, January. I was playing quite a few games with them. They tend to roll for armies. So that's why you do get some of these mixed up things. So you don't actually select your army, everybody just rolls and they pick the army that it lands on. So that might have been how these armies were selected. And I mean, if that was the case, then I mean it's nice that it mixed up with a nice Numenorian defense, but it does lead to some interesting choices sometimes. But when you're dealing with such experienced players, you can near enough play any faction. That's yeah, not a problem for these guys. I like to think that I can grab any faction and do okay. I think probably Imladris is definitely a struggle for me, as is Lothlorien. I think probably those are my two biggest struggle factions. But I think everything else I can do not too bad. Still lots and lots of shuffling. I'm just going to make sure that nobody's fighting anywhere else. I don't believe they are. No, doesn't look like it. Oh, interesting. Well, no, it makes sense. Yeah, of course you'd want to be holding here. so that you can basically shoot down on the enemy while you're holding this position. That's yeah, what the boys have got that set up for. Very, very unpleasant place to attack from. So they're going to be holding here, and holding here, and then if the attackers are wanting to come all the way through, but which it looks like they are, then they're holding this little area. That's interesting because I almost never see this section of the map being used, because I always tend to see the fight happening sort of in amongst the town, which is a lot of fun. I really do adore like kind of urban combat in these sorts of things, you know, where we are just fighting in these tight streets, but it really does put the defender at a disadvantage. You know, the defender needs to fight where he's strongest, so you know, I don't blame them, but it's cool. I always adore those moments when you're, say, fighting in Tol Falas, and you've just got the clash, like the attackers have pushed through, and you're just getting the fight happening around that little town inside while everybody runs to the mountains. It's really, really dope. Let me just see. I think, oh goodness me, we are fronting up right against each other here. These toll keepers, these Tharbad toll keepers, yeah, as I say, a mainline unit, are definitely very armoured. They will have quite an easy time battering their way through the Haradrim spearmen in front of them. But Mahud Berserkers, that'll be an interesting thing. If we get these two mixed up together, then that'll be very, very cool. I always love to see an AP unit mixing it up with just, yeah, either like a fodder or just a defensive unit. It's always a cool force to have. I think we're probably going to be approaching go time in a minute. Yeah, I think so. Oh no, that was just a shuffle. That was just a shuffle. Okay, yep, we are going. And, ooh, let's see if we can get the cav kind of running through. No, I don't think so. But it was a very cool start. I don't think it was the best choice, Hertim. But, I mean, when you're that much armor and that much defensive ability, that they kind of just do that. Even up against the Haradrim spears, they can happily take the hits from that. So clash there straight away. Ty is leading the way up against these Chol Keepers, which I think that's going to go really nicely for him, and it's going to make the defenders use up ammunition against him, which he really doesn't want to do, because hopefully some of those Haradrim spears will take the hits. But I mean, Hertim's got to fire because he's got to kill those berserkers. So that's cool. I really like that a lot. Shadow bows opening up into, dearie me, yeah, the warlord's lines. They're all spread out like that. Oh my goodness me! Ouch! Those poor catapult, lacking a shield, those catapult teams will die very, very quickly. I mean, heck, it's possible that he might even wipe this out. Especially, I mean, those are shadow bows. Those are very, very accurate. Warlord does need to sort of react to this. Do you have any archers you can respond to with this? I don't think Warlord's brought any archers. Yeah, no Rhudaur marksmen or anything like that to sort of last this, because that would be quite nice, because these guys, I do have shadow bows, I've got a bit more armor than most rangers, but still, it wouldn't be pleasant. Either way, yep, Warlord will be a little bit hacked off with that, but as long as he keeps like 30 guys, he's fine. Oh, we do have shots coming into those seafarers. Those serpent archers are going into the seafarers of Nindamos. Small armor value, well, small shield value, decent armor, not great, certainly not great compared to what some of the other defenders have got here. And goodness sake, I am really sorry, we are just getting stuck in everywhere. These Dunnish warband sending out their little stones, because they're slingers. Clansmen going toe to toe with the Gondorian spears. This is a very nice fight for the Gondorian spears, but very unpleasant to have the Dunnish warband javelins coming in, not javelins, little stones coming in, because of course every single stone is AP, low damage, but it's AP. So yeah, definitely hurts. Let's go back to sort of 0.9 speed. It's a relatively long battle, so I don't want to go too slow here. Hopefully we do catch most of what's going on. Dunland clansmen here again, still just grinding on through. Winged swordsman can be pretty happy with how this has started, I think, but I don't feel Hidden's going to be too worried about what he's lost. I think he's more than happy just to lose some of that fodder. Over here, Hertum, oh dear, taking some javelins. At least it's hitting the left side mostly, but still we don't want those Hearthguard taking javelin fire. Absolutely not. Another volley coming in. I know that's a lot of hits, and some of that might actually even be going into the backs of them, depending on how these individual models are taking those hits. So that's a nice catch from Tyze, definitely. Tyze is coming here by himself. So we've generally got, yeah, Harad by themselves. Maybe going to be getting a little bit of assistance from Dorwinion as the fight goes on. And Tyze has even sort of got some troops moving to back up Rhudaur. Dearie me. 25 catapult crew, so we are a little bit scared now. To be honest, I'd probably pour a shot toward him. I'd try and maybe hit those shadow bows. He's going for the captains. So I like what the defenders are up to right now. Definitely pressuring poor Warlord a bit here. This is bold. Because the Rhudaur clansmen can pump out a lot more damage than the Haradrim spears. And they're charging right through their lines. I don't like that, Hertum. If they were able to get a full charge off, that would be quite good. But it's... because these Numenorian cohort are right there, that's kind of buggered them. Ooh, it has dragged Warlord's forces into a chase. He is going to reorganize them, though. But, okay, cool. Again, bold plays, I always enjoy. Now, we're not seeing the bodies, but we heard that. We heard the death noise. We heard that, like, crunch as we struck them. They've hidden now, so they can't be targeted, but, okay, good. Okay, not too devastating, Another hit. Ooh, another good carve through. Not a fireball smash. Oh, we've even sort of dealt... oh, these are sentinels back here that fell from that. I didn't even... yeah, they can definitely reach that. Not directly, but basically if you fire and miss, it will go past it. Tollkeepers there getting surrounded now. It looks like those Tollkeepers are going to be just left behind. The Berserkers have pushed through, though, if we've got any archers. Or, to be honest, sharpshooters at this point. Just get them shredded. Sharpshooters, yeah, going for those Berserkers. And Beast Hunters. But yeah, getting those poor Tollkeepers surrounded. They're going down. Sorry, phone. I thought phone just buzzed, but it did not. So, yeah, Berserkers there. Doing... yeah, they'll smash through those Tollkeepers. Okay, we got some Greenway Garrison footmen, or Greenway footmen, not Garrison anymore, coming on forward. They're sort of main line boys now. They're not a little militia anymore. All grown up. Clansmen here engaging. This would be a nice fight for the cohort. I really like the Rhudaur clansmen. Of course, pumping out a lot more damage than most spearmen would, and giving them that armor upgrade at least gives them a chance. But up against something like the Numenorian cohort, they are just going to get hacked through, just really carved. But still, I like that Rhudaur is going toe-to-toe with Numenor. I think that is definitely sort of a nice matchup. For Rhudaur in a way. Over here you're seeing that Dorwinion, whoa! That was... Dunlanding Clansman broke, or sorry, Dunlanding Warband broke, but that was a lot of friendly fire there from the Treb for Winged Swordsmen. Elvillian infantry aren't, they're not a cheap unit, they're proper mainline infantry getting sent on forward here. A lot more defensive ability than most other mainline humans, learning from their elven friends. I love the sort of that Hidden is making sure he's getting these rocks used. It's very tempting just to sort of chuck them into melee as soon as there's a chance for them, but he is taking his time. And I like that Tommy is coming in alongside him. It's always very tempting. Ooh, dearie me, that's another smash, but that was a little bit of friendly fire there. But I think at this point, because he's got so few troops there, he's more than happy just to use up the ammo. It's very tempting when you're playing as something like Dorwinion up, alongside an orc or a wild man. You might just want to use that wild man's forces just to just get wasted, just go and die, and then you come in. But it's good that he's sort of backing him up. Oh, Dale, I totally forgot about Dabble. He's coming in with his Dalians and backing up Harad. That's good to see. Looks like maybe even a few of the Dalians are going to go over there, but they might just be finding places to hide. But that's good. Okay, that's a lot better now. Because I was wondering, Cardolan's going to have a nice fight if he's just taking on Harad one-on-one. Or mostly one-on-one. Over here, axes coming in from the Trollshaws. Barbarian catapult crew down to 23 guys. So getting very low in numbers. Axes coming forward, crashing into the front of the shield guard though. Those shield guard are going to resist a lot of that damage. But even if you resist a lot of the damage, it still is a lot of damage from those axes. So we are losing a few of the shield guard there. Maybe a few axes just going a bit wild, getting pretty deep back there. Shadow bows opening up. Yeah, just pouring arrow after arrow into this wild man swarm, which because of the tiny armor values of Rhudaur, I adore them, but yeah, very low armor. They're just getting dropped here. Those Rhudaur swordsmen, something that Rhudaur does have to make up for the low armor is they do have good shields. They've got big, heavy wooden shields, cover a lot of themselves, so it's that does keep them safe. But when you do get one of those chaotic fights, some of your individual models are maybe not looking the right way, they are going to go down quick to that arrow fire. And even with the shield, they go down pretty fast. Beast hunters there. Oh yeah, so they are actually spearmen even now. Interesting. Yeah, because I was pointing that out in the recent battle that I did in the new version, that the beast hunters were spearmen now. But I guess they had been for some time in the test versions. Of course, used to having been macemen. So those captains, again, I mean, I'm sure that they are getting quite a few little charges here and there, but I've not seen them really pull off anything absolutely monumental yet. I worry that maybe Hurtum's getting a little bit bold with them, getting just some people when they're playing as defenders. Now, of course, he's very good at the game, and I won't fight. He's probably better than me, most likely. But a lot of defenders do get this desire to, like, I've got to use my cavalry, you know, just get them used up, and then I can focus on everything else. And even if they're not thinking that's what they're doing, they're trying to, yeah, they're just getting them used up on silly things sometimes. Good smash, very nice smash. And half orc, yeah, these half orcs are decent quality troops. So yeah, crushing a few of those under your massive trebuchet balls is a great thing. Even if those axes are not going to do too much up against the Gondorian forces. Oh, those poor veterans going down. You really want to use those veterans in melee afterward. That's 3 units of veterans in Osgiliath, goodness sake. It is a 5v3, so we're going to be seeing some impressive armies from the defenders. A lot of money to be spent. Gondorian, and especially because he's gone, so much of his forces are just these armor upgraded mainline troops. So he's been able to pour a lot of resources into his elites. And that does probably explain the double Nimlothian Honor Guard. And we've got an early use of the Nimlothian Honor Guard here, which is awesome. I don't think the attackers really have anything in melee over on this end that can comfortably take those guys out. So we really are relying on the likes of the Ruthians getting a few javelins in there. But no, that's some good stuff from Winged once again over on this end. What we at, sort of percentage-wise? 24 for 16. It's a nasty position to be in, but it's not unexpected for the attackers. And these, once again, I keep harping on about this, but these guys know what they're doing. They're not going to let this get them stressed out. A lot of newer players, as soon as the percentage starts to get away from them, they'll start to panic a bit and they'll think, oh god, we've already lost, we're down 10%, game's over, finished, throw it in the bin, and they'll start to make big mistakes because they're no longer paying attention and caring. But now these guys they know that they're expecting to take massive losses early on. That's just what happens. It's what you got to do. Axes coming into the backs of the shadow bows. You would, maybe not out of ammunition shadow bows, not something that you used to want to go for, but now that rangers are much more impressive in melee than they ever used to be, it's definitely a good shout. We're actually shooting these lords of Anadun right in the back there. I really like that. That's a great catch there from the attackers, and Numenor is paying attention to something else, so awesome to see them getting taken out without being able to use their shield value. So yeah, more and more of these shadows getting dropped. They've actually got ammunition, goodness me. So that's it, down to a very low model count now. Their DPS is going to be in the toilet. They'll take a while to get that last few volleys, used, but hey, that's a-okay. Sharpshooters now. still just pouring in. I do worry, like, and because these armies are so big, and the way that they've been constructed, we've not actually seen that much in the way of, like, elite units for the attackers. The attackers have really just gone for, like, not trash quality, but just good mid-quality units. And, see how that sort of goes for them in general. It means a lot more troops for the defenders to plow through. That's such a shame for hidden there. Oh dear, well that too. That sucks. But this glitched out unit of Dunland clansmen, because they're not running away, they're not leaving the battlefield, they're just sat there. So now everything that moves past this area is gonna get scared right before they actually... These guys here, they just took a big morale hit from that damage. They took a morale hit because they've got a routing unit nearby them. They're taking constant range damage. Lord forbid if one of these guys was fire ammunition. They're out of there now. Now they... Oh, shoot, and they just got glitched out too. So they ain't coming back either. That's a damn shame. That's some infantry running away too. That was a villain infantry. Again, I like what's going on with Winged Swordsman. I think everything's going pretty damn good for him so far. But I mean, the attackers are doing their thing. They're getting grinded down, but they're unleashing a good bit of damage. They're using up a lot of defender ammunition. I'd be, you know, so with fire ammunition, you've got a chance of destroying that treb. I'd be so tempted to just shoot the mounted crossbows, though. I really would, because they do have an armor value. They've got a decent armor value, but you can just rinse them so quick because they're such a big model that you can't miss. Anyway, over here we've got still the Numenorians just grinding down through the Rhudaur forces. How are we doing numbers wise though? Numenorian cohort are taking losses. They're great with defense. They've got good armor, but those Rhudaur swordsmen, you can just cut so deep with those swings. I say I don't tend to take Rhudaur axemen when I play as Rhudaur. Because I just think the attack value, saying that Rhudaur axemen are coming in alongside berserkers. This is a lot of AP that has just turned up. But still, I just feel the Rhudaur swordsman pump so much damage out that I don't really feel the need to have an axeman. But it's good to see some more troops arriving because, yeah, these are two beefy units of AP. Oh, okay, these guys are quite badly bloodied, but still they're there. And there is this massive unit of berserkers that have just turned up, and it looks like Tyes wants to use them very aggressively. Some good micro focus here because he's got quite distance between where he's focusing. Axes, close range, even up against some spread out units like that. Oh, Zelhane once again getting some hits onto his back. You see a lot of these cav that have died just from getting shot in the back. Those guys were turned, they had their backs to those axes. I said before, a Numenorian cohort, because of that shield value, because of his great armor, he can take a good few axes before he goes down. But if you can cut out that shield value, that is phenomenal. I was going to say this was getting really quite scary over here for the attackers, but just from that one action there, I'm starting to feel a lot better. And we've not even seen these Harenodyne pikes getting used yet. They have, they're still nice and fresh and ready to go, and they've got that Numenorian blood in them. They're going to be capable of going toe to toe with some of these guys. Over here, Dalian infantry getting sent on in alongside some Dalian spears. That's good to see. They'll be able to sort of, yeah, they'll definitely be able to match those toll keepers quite nicely. Sharpshooters coming on into melee with those maces. That's some good AP that's going to be very, very useful. And oh, that's a lot of Dalian infantry. Goodness me, Dabble got that melee ability today. How are we doing? Let me zoom in. Now, this is not a bad idea for the attackers on this end, because they have taken a lot of losses. I think, and they've done well. They've dealt a lot of damage to Gondor, of course, but they've been doing a lot. They've been losing a lot of troops, and they do not want to finish off here, because when they're done, then Gondor can just start moving more and more troops off to the middle. So we need to slow our roll a little bit and take a bit more time. Great stuff to see these Gondorian archers arriving in melee. That is awesome. Once again, Winged Swordsman's got some guys with their backs facing the enemy. Boys, come on, we need to be watching out for this. It's very, very risky. Even with that great armor value, you know, we need those shields coming into play. Oh, Looks like those warband got themselves unstuck. That's awesome. But those clansmen are still bugged out. Lots and lots of merc crossbowmen from Hertum. Still some sharpshooters. 2 full units of sharpshooters still waiting to go. They've been pouring shots in, no doubt. Looks like they've been shredding down the Avellan marksmen that have come over here from Tommy. Feeling he can get more use out of his archers over on this end. It looks like he's been going in for Dabble's archers as well. Really just an exchange. Doing a lot more damage to them, of course, because they've got the AP from the crossbow. And it's going to be a bit of a stinger, because of course those Bardin marksmen, you really want to be using them in melee after. They're not exceptional or anything like that, but they're a good mainline unit after, so if you don't get that used, it's a bit of a shame. Trollshaw axe throwers from the Warlord arriving now again. Shadow bows perched up high. Again, this is, I would have loved to have maybe taken another arch unit or two, but instead of taking archers, what Warlord has done is he's just got those axe throwers, which I don't really take Trollshaw axe throwers. I'm a bit crazy like that. I like my AP, I like my throwing weapons to do AP damage. You know, I'm just that sort of guy. So I tend to take archers instead. So he's going to be doing a hell of a lot more damage, a lot more quickly than I would. But as I say, I would be using my archers to hopefully counter some things like this now and again. And whereas he's happy enough to just take it, because he knows he can do the damage later. More archer fire from these Royal Guard. Not as damaging as the Rangers, of course, but still pretty damn good, pretty effective. And it means, of course, then when they're done, they can get chucked on into melee without an issue, and they can hold the line very, very well. Looks like they're rinsing down the Trollshaw axe throwers, and of course, with the Trollshaw axe throwers, they can do a lot more damage in melee than the likes of the Rhudaur marksman can later. Rhudaur marksman, of course, now being spearmen after they use up their ammo. Berserkers arriving. I wonder, because he didn't bring a ranger, did he? That's an interesting thing. I heard that. Looks like, has that trebuchet come around? It has. Good move from Hertum. And again, we're seeing Hertum moving these... oh, ouch. I wonder what did that. That must have just been an unfortunate timed... No, they must have been sat there or something. But anyway, yeah, Hertum is coming over to bring some vengeance for that loss. With his 2 units of merc crossbows here. Really want to blunt this charge, because this is pretty deep now. This is a proper push. They're really wanting to get in along the side there, and we don't have infantry. Yep, Seafarers, we need to get ammunition used up. Axe Guard, that's great. They'll be able to put a stop to that. Even if they may not be like fighting any AP, well, it's like any heavily armoured units. Interesting. Warlord's pulling back. Yeah, because things were going quite well there. I say with Rhudaur, they've got that morale. You can mistreat them a bit, and you can still rely on them sort of at least reaching melee. Looks like Dabo is taking the strain here now, because Rhudaur has sent more, not Rhudaur, Harad has sent more and more of his troops over. These Dalian spears and infantrymen, again, you know, do show that they can grind away quite nicely against Hertum's line, but just not able to really do the damage in melee. It's really, yeah, it's quite interesting, just the attackers lacking this like heavy aggressive melee units that you often see. Over on this side, I love the purple and silver mixture. Of course, it's always very sad to see humans clashing with humans, but when you've got these armoured up, dearie me, so much artillery today. That was a good, and that's a break, and that might cause another break. So that was 79 men just broken, and we have 100. No, they organised themselves. They're okay. So they're running out of there, but that's a lot of them just getting stabbed in the back. Oh dear, that's interesting. These Gondor spearmen were right behind them. If he was quicker, he maybe could have caught a lot more of those guys, because they will return, but they'll return a bit tired, and they'll return later on. They're leaving these Avellan infantry alone, and that charge, another break there. Dearie me, this morale is tough on the attackers on this end. But a quick charge there. No, not getting a break, not getting a break. Dear. Well, no, it's very good. I was expecting that charge. Maybe if that was something a bit more aggressive than spearmen, that could have caused a little break. These Avellan infantry are a bit bugged out, but they might come back. If they get some time to pause. The double gatekeepers, I'm getting a little bit worried about Cardolan on this end. but they still have those double gatekeepers. In a way, maybe you would want to get one of those gatekeepers used up sooner rather than later, so that you can send those gatekeepers in to hold the line. But I think what he's worried about is if he sends his gatekeepers in too early, they're just going to get shot up. Barding Herd, that's fantastic, and they've actually managed to reach the front lines relatively unharmed. Maybe they've taken a quick volley of crossbow fire that we didn't spot, but they're looking pretty healthy, and that is going to grind through the Cardolan lines quite nicely. More javelins coming in, but once again, javelins coming... Oh, Herenadine Pike's taking that, but... ooh, ouch, damn. Please tell me you got your... Oh, why are we getting shot in the back so much, guys? I know the pathfinding can be quite tricky, like, so the boys are trying to set their guys up in whatever position they can. Dear me, I will focus on that in a sec. But, which means that they're getting sort of shot in the back quite a bit, because they can't really form them up exactly the way they'd want. But I love the javelins getting just thrown back and forth from either side. Of course, it's not something that we can emulate in Medieval 2, and I don't think it's something that I'd want to be able to emulate in Total War. But it was quite common back in the day to, be picking up your opposing force's javelins and be chucking them back and forth. Dearie me, just another blitz from that trebuchet. The catapult has been deserted there. Yeah, looks like could have been every single person died. I don't actually think it got all of its ammunition used. Definitely not, especially because it's facing the other way right now. I think the last few guys there got brought down. Still, it used up a lot of enemy fire, which is a bonus sometimes. Sometimes you might maybe just want to bring your artillery just to you're not really trying to do damage to it, but you're just hoping the defenders pour shots toward it. Again, as I thought, the Barding Herd really enjoying this fight. Let me see. Oh, fantastic though. Warns of Tir and Gorthad will be more than a match for them. Even without AP, when you've got a phalanx unit of that quality, a pike unit of that quality, it's tough to match them. Dabo trying to sort of do a quick shunt up to respond to that. More infantry coming in to fill any gap. The only thing that's going to be an issue for the Wardens of Tir and Gorthad is we do have this as a slight incline. This isn't a perfectly flat terrain, which is going to favour the slightly shorter weapons of those halberds. So we'll see. Might not be as much of an issue as I thought, or as I'm thinking. Gondorian infantry here. Hey, it's kind of funny, yeah. Gondor's not brought any of his own pikes. Can Gondor have pikes? Gondor might not actually have pikes. Well, he's got Fountain Guard, so that's more than makes up for it. Speaking of Fountain Guard, coming over here. Fountain Guard Phalanx. Or are they Axemen there? We'll see. I thought they were still Phalanx, but we'll see what happens when they engage. I think I'm confusing them with somebody else. No, good. They're still Phalanx. Still Trebuchet battering in. And just causing absolute terror to these attackers over here. Over on this end, we're seeing the Ravenborn arriving with those heavy axes coming up against the Fountain Guard. Ravenborn, I do like them. I think they're quite an impressive unit, but yeah, I mean, it takes an awful lot to get through the Fountain Guard. And even with that AP of the Fountain Guard, not really going to be too much use up against the Ravenborn, but it's just so much damage still, so much armor and so much skill and ability that it's tough to break. I really do find sometimes, yeah, when I'm playing attack or defense as Gondor, your Fountain Guard are really, you're just like, oh shoot, what do I do? Nothing's working. You put the Fountain Guard in there and 9 times out of 10 they're going to fix your situation. You can't break through the enemy defences. If you get the Fountain Guard in there, they're going to do it. If your line's about to collapse, get the Fountain Guard in there, it's going to hold for a while. They really are just such an exceptional unit. Wardens of Tir and Gorthad really struggling here, and they're just kind of surrounded. Been struggling to really sort of form a battle line here, and I think we are maybe seeing the issues with that incline. And as I say, the shorter Barding Herd halberds are working in their favour. These sharpshooters moving up, trying to get a little bit closer. That's only half of Hidden's troops remaining. He has been taking a lot of losses over there. They've been fighting very, very aggressively. Over on this section, Again, the Numenorians digging in deep as another Rhudaur swarm arrives. What are we at generally? 55-43. So the attackers have definitely fallen away a little bit, but that's not something to be too worried about at this point. Usually, I find, you know, as long as you're still toward the midpoint of the game, anything can certainly happen. All it takes is one quick collapse, and the defenders are going to be, we're going to be seeing that drop. These Rhudaur axemen, even up against the sentinels. Goodness sake, this is a nice push from Rhudaur. They're right up in their faces, really. And yeah, the Rhudaur axemen, just every swing there is just AP heavy damage, AP heavy damage, and it's doing something quite impressive there as they grind through the Numenorian lines. And there's still a fair bit more to come. Southron pikes there, Harad pikes getting ready, sort of as soon as there's a bit of a gap, and the demons too. Frodrum jabs, nice to see. Enslavers, oh yeah, okay, I was talking about a real elite unit. And yeah, if those enslavers can arrive in melee without taking a javelin to the face or some crossbow volleys, they will really tear some stuff up. Ty is pouring his, or Ty's, I don't know why I always say Ty's. He's pouring some of his exceptional units in there. Now those troll men, we're going to slow it down slightly because there's just a lot of death there and it's causing it to be a little bit framey. Yeah, this is, we're seeing this Cardolan line, like, even just as we watch it, that is just getting devoured. And this isn't like a pushing situation here. These guys are dying as they're getting pushed back. So this is getting a little bit scary. Hearthguard coming forward. Don't think those Hearthguard have used up every single shot, but I do. They've no doubt used up a good bit of ammo. So they're going to be coming forward trying to plug up this gap. They'll be able to do that very well. They're 2 hit point spearmen, but keep in mind how many javelins they took. Dunedain Rangers coming forward as well. They had their bows out too. Now I suspect Hartim's not going to be sending them into the fight without them using the vast majority of their ammo. But even if they had just a few shots left, this is a good win for the attackers here. Unless Hartim's able to pull them out later and use them once again. So Hartim sees what's happening. He's moved his gatekeepers forward. He is pouring the shots on. And just, is it going to be enough damage? Are his boys going to be able to get good enough shots? That's the thing as well. Hidden is coming on hard alongside Dorwinion here of Tommy. Have they been able to break down the side? No, they've almost got the... They've got the edges like kind of clear. This is kind of interesting. It's really funny to see that they're pushing... They're really starting to push up really quite well and so deep on this area. But these poor boys have started to get left behind. If I was winged swordsman, I would probably try and pull out now. You either want to pull out or you want to do something absolutely wacky and do a backstabble. That would be absolutely crazy if that's what happened here. Now there are a lot of Dunnish forces here. It's a little bit messy to try and work out what's going on. Veterans of Osgiliath sent on in there, so they're out of ammo. But I'd say they're very good in melee. The Glade Masters, the Merquindi Glade Masters are in there. The only elves on the field today. And the Glade Guard in there too. Another great unit. Just be tearing lumps out of Gondor. Dunlanding pikes are around too. Looks like they've probably received an armor upgrade, unless that's how they look as standard. I think the Dunlanding pikes always have that helmet on. Still not a very well armoured unit, of course, but those pikes are always good to have when you're grinding away like this, as long as you've got some troops to be fighting alongside them. Something's happening over here. The Beastmen of Dunland have arrived in this section. It looks like they probably pierced through a gap at some point, but they're just wreaking havoc on the back lines. Light infantry, I've never actually used these guys, but they're having some good fun. Getting chased around by the veterans of Osgiliath, interrupting the Athelian Rangers. Some Dorwinion forces too. The boys have been good at just shoving themselves through the line. Somebody needs to deal with those Beastmen of Dunland. We don't want to maybe shove a cav unit all the way around there because it's a long way to go. You've got to work your way through these buildings to get there. You don't usually see fighting happening in this. Oh, wait. Oh, we might end up having to fall back to there. As Dale is getting, Dale's getting almost all the way through now.
Our ally lies dead.
That's Harad. Let me dart over there, because that's demons. Those are demons getting shot up.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost.
Looks like the demons maybe tried to push on through here and they got rinsed. Oh dear me. Yep, yeah, you're seeing some fallen demons. Some ammunition was just being saved by the Numenorians. They knew it was coming, because one demon volley and this is over here. Let's see, are they hiding back around this end? Oh, that's such a shame. I am sorry, Ties. He's got one demon left, and it is not a javelin thrower. Enslavers hiding over there. Kind of, to be honest, they're in perfect... I would shoot... Yeah, okay, they are. They are shooting him. Yeah, that's lovely. That's absolutely amazing for the defenders. Absolutely terrible for the attackers, because that's AP fire. That's high damage AP fire on the Frodrum Jav's even taking an off shot as well. Yeah, Warlord was just... You feel safe there, but no, that was a good catch from Numenor, and absolutely heartbreaking for Warlord, because they're going to take one more volley, and by the time they get around here, they're going to be... That's a lot of hit points gone. That's a lot of numbers gone. That's the general very badly bloodied. Frodrum Jav's coming around. Oh, dear me. Okay, that... I thought they would just have enough left, but that's looking really scary now. That's the general dropped. Frodrum Jav's going down 2 here and there. Dearie me. Farsam Swordmasters arriving. We need something messy to be going toe-to-toe with them. Or if we still have some shooters, River Patrol. If we can get some shots, that's hitting their right side right now. Or their backs. Dalian Royal Guard, that's good to see. Not any... Oh, Blackshot Dragon Slayers, do you have ammo? You might. We need some shots into those Farsam Swordmasters. This is chaotic here, which 9 times out of 10 is going to benefit the attackers, of course. Yep, cavalry are coming over here. I wonder if they're coming to answer to the... oh, dearie me. We've got some mounted troops in here now too. Fantastic. Very, very cool. Okay. I wonder how they got in. Did they push around the side here? Axe Guard pushing in. Nothing to stop them now. Gondor, like, Winged Swordsman have done a fantastic job here, but this is starting to collapse. And yeah, you're seeing the percentage has climbed up almost equal, almost instantly, as these guys have started to get a surround off on Winged Swordsman. And that is going to be Gondor pretty much toast here. If I was Winged Swordsman, yeah, like, you can't pull any of that out. You've got to make the decision of am I just ride or die with this position, or do I pull some scraps away, some captains? That's the same unit, they're very spread out. What do we have? Oh, they're over here. Cavalry pushing through. I mean, that's a general dropped in this chaos. Looks like it's probably the Cardolan general, most likely. Gatekeepers trying to fire away. You can see the amount of damage those gatekeepers have suffered from range damage. Trebuchet. Where's the cav? You see how long it sort of takes them. This is a cavalry unit that has had to worm in and out of all these buildings to get through. They're firing away with their crossbows. I don't know how much damage those crossbows do. I don't doubt it's small. Well, sorry, I doubt it's a low value. But getting stuck in there, that Trebuchet team, not quite as impressive maybe in melee as the model makes them look, but just interrupting the shots is a great thing, and just bouncing around and constantly firing, killing off those gatekeepers is a fantastic thing for them. Over here, pikes reaching the front lines alongside Southron pikes, so that's AP from the Southrons, and just, I guess, like a good solid pike line from the Herenadine. More AP from the Axemen right behind the lines. Those enslavers are in there, but there's only 19 of them now. Not quite as impressive a situation as it would have been. But there's not actually much more in the way of them. Numenor doesn't really have that much that they can send to back this up, and there's still ammunition from the Frodrum Javs. Frodrum Javs taking steel bow fire. I mean, yeah, to be honest, they're really messy in melee, but I don't think... I'm sure Warlord's not too upset about that. Rather that than the likes of the Champions of Nafarat or something. Champions of Nafarat, of course, not relying much on armour either, but you don't really want them to get shot up. Looks like, with the intense amount of firepower that's been poured on here, the assistance of these Merc crossbows getting shoved into melee, the center point is collapsed for the attackers. They're still getting some firepower in, and even if they have been successful over here, I mean, Cardolan doesn't have that much left. Ravenboard trying to get out. I think this might end up being a break for them. Could be. No. Very agile. Well done, Wardens. No, keep running, keep running, keep running. Do not get stopped. Do not get stopped. Oh, damn. Get out of there, boys. That could have been very, very bad for them, but it looks like they are escaping. Still firing away with their crossbows. How's this situation? You can look at the mini-map, you can kind of see that very, very clearly. This is an absolute surround. That's pretty awesome from the Nimilothian Honor Guard, just like shrinking together, just probably back to back, just jabbing away with their spears. They're going to do their very best, but it's the pikes surrounding them there. Merquindi bows, that elven skill coming into melee. Yeah, that will be it over. And yeah, another fresh, well, not fresh, far from fresh, but another unit of Dunlanding pikes coming in to mop them up as well if they need. But no, very, very cool. I love that little last stand. Still 32 of them. They're going to kill a good few more of these guys that are ripping them apart, but they will be wiped out. And that's leaving Tommy free to rush on through here. And to be honest, this is funny, because this is where I thought that the attackers were going to be collapsing first. But no, they've managed to sort of bust on through here. Now, how much will Cardolan have left? Dragon Slayers are there. They're basically surrounded. New weapon for the Dragon Slayers. They no longer really have the big old anime swords, which do look really cool, but now they've got kind of a nice cleaver, which for if you're chopping up something that has the hard hide of a dragon, you need this sort of thing that you can just sort of slice away with all your force. Serpent archers coming on through there, so that will actually deal with that position. They're still oh, good hits into those serpent archers. Any more shots coming into the serpent archers? I mean, yes. Axguard of Armenelos. Looks like Numenor's maybe going to just have to finish that off. He's sending more and more troops away from this line. Who is this going to end up with him? End up for them. It looks like, I mean, that's still a lot of sentinels. That's a lot of shield guard. Still a few cohort. They should win. They should win over here. Up against all of this, because it's Southron Pikes, Axemen. Unless the Frodrum Javs are in there somewhere? Maybe not. Maybe the Frodrum Javs got pulled out and sent somewhere else. There's one demon. There's one demon getting ready for action. Nah, the Frodrum Javs aren't that fast. Oh, they can hide. They can hide. Maybe they could be somewhere. They are 2 hit points, but they're quite fragile. Not really any armor on them, so they might have been sent in and have just died already, but that would kind of surprise me. Either way, Numenor should be victorious here. Anything that they can spare then can be sent on up. Shadow bows coming forward. Steel bows, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see where the defenders make their final stand, because the final stand, you'd expect it to be here, but Numenor can't make it there unless the attackers really slow their roll on this end. Numenorean lords of Anadun are still free. They can get some good charges here and there, but that's pulling a lot of micro attention for Numenor away. We saw in that recent battle that I did, my first battle in the Grey Havens, cavalry as a defender takes a lot of micro, and if you cannot really pay attention to them, it's yeah, you're just going to get them stuck somewhere nasty. Farzam Swordmasters cannot be underestimated though. They very, yeah, one of the strongest units in the game, sort of pound for pound. With the exception of trolls nowadays, trolls have sort of received some significant buffs. So they are very, very messy, but Farzam Swordmasters should be able to do some great work. Champions in Afarat can definitely go toe-to-toe with them for a bit. Won't beat them, but can kill quite a few of them. And definitely make sure that somebody else is ready to finish them off. Yeah, Numenor is going to be successful here, wiping out the rest of this. I'm wondering what this guy ends up getting used for. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, more and more of this stuff needs to start getting moved over here. The problem for Numenor is he doesn't really have a great last stand position. But to be honest, he might just set up on those, set up here. Yeah, because then, and use that as the last stand. It's kind of, because there's no capture the flag element in these cityscapes, it's always a bit tricky to, you know, it's like where, you know, from a narrative sense, it's like, at what point do the attackers take over the town? But yeah, it's, if they're just fighting to the last man, you know, who cares really? One Numenor, oh, Nimlothian, no, he's still okay. Come on, get one more kill. He did. Kill this elf. If you, oh, ouch, it's taking a lot of good stabs. Yeah, because that's a good bit of damage from that Merquindi bowman. If he can kill that elf, I think he's done pretty damn well. Everybody's moved away, but and that'll be one free guy that he can serve. Oh, I think he probably gave him the attack order, and he decided he needed to go to the bulk of the forces. He doesn't want to just die fighting in a 1v1. No, he wants to die fighting in a 1v100. He's that sort of dude. So yeah, okay, so you're kind of seeing here. Oh, this is cool actually. The attackers can... Oh, I never even noticed this section. The attackers are maybe going to run all the way around here. Oh, dearie me. Alright, okay. Okay, Numenor. And, well, this is the thing. Like, how quickly can he wipe out the rest of the attackers in this position? A few shots from the Royal Guard. They'll keep pinging away. Unless something's sent all the way out here to deal with them, they'll keep firing away. Until they're done. Blackshot Dragon Slayer's still healthy. Balance Power does not agree with the attackers. I don't know. I know there's a lot of power left for Numenor, but we'll see. How did those champions in Afrat do? Maybe they have only 15 of them left, dearie me. I guess, yeah, they did get their fight up against those Farazim Swordmasters. And as scary as the champions in Afrat, it's funny because the champions in Afrat, 9 times out of 10, when you see the champions in Afrat, they are a unit that makes you quake. They are like, oh god, we have to shoot them. If they get in melee with us, we're done. But then you just put them up against a unit like the Farazim Swordmasters, and it is just like, oh okay. Yeah, it just shows you the real difference of, you know, this is an exceptionally powerful unit. No, and then this is even more. But, oh well. Royal Legion. That's the general dropped by a champion. And, yeah, no, they have had maybe the last laugh in a way as they've been fighting. Now, here's the thing that would be cool. This is where we get sort of a bit of a quirky moment. Because maybe Numenor is a bit more powerful than the attackers at this point, would we let it swap now? Would we basically have the defenders play, well, the attackers basically play defender role, which they kind of are in a way. They're in a superior position. They've got the high ground. They've got the ammunition. Oh, dear me, cavalry. This cavalry needs to be stopped. Those wardens are spearmen. So they'll deal a bit of damage here, and they've got the Merquindi bows chasing them in. Glade Guard could come in and try and do some damage. That was almost a break. That is a break. They will come back unless they do something silly, like stand still. They will come back. Yeah, you need to, because we can't let those guys get back. But I really like this. This is pretty cool. The attackers have basically secured the high ground now, and still got a few Hammer Guard. One Vine Guard, Tommy. What's happening over here? Just a hand. Some Enslavers. Fantastic. Well done, Enslavers, surviving all the way till now. They're kind of being left alone, but to be honest, if Numenor doesn't turn around and look at them, these two Enslavers will slowly, you know, charge at them, kill 2 guys, charge at them, kill 2 guys. Yeah, well, see, that was 2 guys there, and if they just keep walking away, which it looks like they want to do... Oh, no, maybe not. No, okay, they did stop. Okay, we'll see what happens. No, I don't know what happened to that demon general. Or, well, the demon banner carrier. He might have just been thrown on in here and perished. He would have been quite impressive. He would have done some damage. Because he was the, let's say, the banner carrier of the demons. Looks like somebody's rushing out to deal with the Royal Guard. Dabo, if Dabo wanted to be cheeky, he could keep running away. But looks like he's just run out of ammo. That's actually quite cool actually. He's just run out of ammo like as soon as they're getting into melee. And this is where the general is from Dabo, so they'll just do their very best here to deal with. Oh, don't shoot them, hurt them. Give them an honourable melee duel. I know they probably wouldn't have done the same for you, but over here, Hedin gathering up again. Yeah, I really like this. Dorwinion and Dunland have been through a lot of pain together in this fight, pushing through Gondor, dealing with the assistance that they received, of course, too, and now they can just hold the line and deal as much possible damage as they can to the defending forces as they try and take their central complex back. This is meant to be sort of the Temple of Melkor shenanigans, so yeah, it makes sense that it's all sort of Numenorian being holding it. Some darkened Numenorian descendants of the Cardolan and Gondorian variety. We'll ignore the fact that we've got an Lothian honor card. Oh dear. Oh, there's still a champion! Very good. I must say that trebuchet team, they're not... Oh, ouch, dear me. Got blitzed. They'll do some good work. They will do some good work. I don't actually know if they have armor piercing or anything in melee. I just know that their actual melee stats... Oh dear, champion dropped. That was an admit defeat. That might have been from our Harad Tyus, because that could have been his last unit that he admitted defeat after they died. But yeah, just cleansing through this. Not Gondor, Numenor gathering their strength up here, hiding away from any ranged fire that might be coming their way. I mean, what would I do? I mean, this is basically all you can do as Hidden and Tommy. Really just gather up, get ready to have a downhill charge. Just try and rest, because your boys are really tired. But as I say, they're resting and they're actually generally warmed up. So yeah, just try and rest. Make sure your boys are as good as they're going to be. Don't use up ammunition firing up and over. We need these wardens to be shredding them. Maybe it would be better to get those wardens over on this side so that we're not going to be shooting any, well, less likely to shoot any shields. But I don't think that the front line is going to hold out long enough for that to really matter. So maybe they just want to be going all out. Sentinels, good. Keep in mind as well, they have this side to defend. Do they have anything set up there? They don't really. They've got some spread out Dunlanding pikes protecting their rear lines. Dear me. Hedden's got his Ravenborn dancing around out there. Some Royal Guard coming on over. Dear me. Yeah, it's going to be trying to deal with all this. Is there anything left from Rhudaur? I think these are probably just some bugged out, yeah, just some bugged out forces. That's all they've got there. I'm seeing that guy moving. Let me just zoom in. I want to see what he is. Oh, enslavers? Is it just one? It's just one enslaver. He demands a duel, but he is being denied it right now. He's trying to chase down the last of these shield guard. He'll kill a few of them, but I'm sure that Numenor just wants to gather his forces together. We have had... Oh, damn, they came in fast. Be it the Glade Guard doing their best. That Elven defensive ability is going to help them out, but they are very lightly armoured. That's why they work very, very well with the Elven infantry. Sort of packs up that armour for them. Great shots coming in from their Quindi bows. This is going to be ignoring any shield bonus, but still a great armour bonus to get through. Over here, yeah, the Wardens are just going for it. That's all they can do. Just don't worry too much about your targets. Just pour shots in. If you can get a hit, do it. Pikemen coming over. Looks like, yeah, they're just not barricaded that position at all. Just trying to wipe out this initial assault, and then they can maybe turn around. Goodness sake. Let's say I really like. It's always fun when you've got a siege that's kind of switches it up on you, and yeah, I think this one's turned out really, really well. That was a cool bounce. That was a cool bounce from that trebuchet. Where was that? What the hell's treb was that? What? That was our... Oh! Hidden. Fantastic. Hidden's still got his catapult outside. And that's 200 guys. Okay. And the balance of power. Balance of power just shifted. Okay. Okay, Hidden. I mean, we'll see how this goes. I mean, if you could wipe out some swordmasters. Wardens turning around, getting some volleys, they're not going to last too much longer. The mounted guys, marksmen, Merquindi bows. Don't count out the attackers yet. Yeah, how's this enslaver doing? If that enslaver gets a few kills, maybe I'll still have faith. He's just marching his way up. He's somewhere in this. He's somewhere in the map right now. There he is. Oh, okay, no, he's stopped. He needs to move. Stop running, just walk after them. Wardens, I don't actually know how good Raven-born wardens are in melee. I'm not expecting amazing or anything. I expect the Royal Guard will take them out. That is the general in with those wardens. Another rock clashing nearby. He's going for the Fires and Swordmasters. Even if he only kills like 2 or 3 Swordmasters with a big rock, you know, that's an exceptional thing because they've got 3 hit points and they're just so good. Some steel bowmen pushing on through, taking shots from every side here, taking close range melee charges. What do we used to? Oh, I can't remember what we call those. It's not just cycle charging, but yeah. But quick hit. That was a good one. That was pretty good. Getting out of there. Another one down though. Okay. Hammer guard having to get sent on in. If they can basically just attack units like the steel bowmen, this could be very good as long as they avoid the enemy elites. That's a nasty break there. I mean, I don't know what to do with the catapult. I think try and find it. Yeah, he basically all he's doing is trying to find the arc, and then once the enemy do sort of charge down, maybe we can get a good splash, a good last-minute splash on somebody, and that might be it. The balance power it's still sort of neck and neck. You can't trust the balance of power. Keep in mind, the balance of power is designed around base game Medieval 2. It does not take into account a lot of the differences and things that come into play with Reforged. So it basically just looks at hit points, and that's all it cares about. That's why if you're ever fighting up against barrow wights, it will think you are dead, even if you totally outnumber them. Oh good, I'm seeing Son of the Dunedain launching Medieval 2. Been a while since I've seen him play Reforged, so it's great to see. As well, this is the awesome thing. Now that the version's been fully released, it's fully released to the public. We no longer really have, because the problem before was, to arrange a game, you really had to just gather people up and get them together, and it was quite tricky, whereas now, to arrange a game is just, you know, open it up, go, everybody in. You know, it's awesome, because there's people there, and it's randoms, it's nice, it's really nice. Seeing a lot of old names popping up, a lot of new names popping up, so yeah, it's super duper. I have no idea when this video will get released. It's probably going to be released like 2 months down the line, but we'll see. Steel bowmen there running on forward. Still Numenorian cohort slicing and dicing through the Merquindi bows. Yeah, those Merquindi bows, now that they're sort of surrounded there, he's trying to sort of push them out, but I don't see that happening. Warden's surviving really well there. They're doing a great job, pretty much, which is denying the enemy like a quick victory. Enslaver, what is he up to? Has he just got the Enslaver chasing down the last few Cardolan forces? The Trebuchet, the Jewel of the Century, both ran past each other. Fantastic, well done, boys. The Trebuchet member might go, ooh. Because this guy is very bloodied. If that Trebuchet guy gets a charge and backstabs the Enslaver, that would... Ooh! Who did that? Oh, you still got shots. I love that this is 3 individual men and 4 really. Oh no! Who did that? Who did that? Who the hell did that? Killed off the Enslaver and the Trebuchet, man. Denying them their jewel. That's so sad. Was that just... I think these guys are just on... They're just on guard mode and they're in fire at will. I think that they took a shot, because they're the only guys that were shooting right now, yeah. And it was quite a few shots, so I think they just went for the Trebuchet guy, because that was the only thing that they could shoot. And they shot the Enslaver in the back in the process. Absolute shame. But still, they're doing good. They're doing good. Right, Dalian Royal... Wait, Dalian Royal Guard? Oh, wow, they won. They won their fights down there. How many is this? This is 7 Dalian Royal Guard, alongside the 3 Hammer Guard. That's AP from Hammer Guard. Okay. Goodness sake. Okay. Then 13 Fires of Swordmasters, though. How the hell are we dealing with that? 57 Shield Guard. Heaps of Sentinels. This is maybe a hit. Can we... Oh, no. I wouldn't have tried... yeah, nah. Because imagine we could have hit them. We could have rinsed... We could have... Well, not them, but we could have, like, blitzed the guys around them with the catapult. Hedden tried to move it through here, and he did very well getting that far in. I think he did very, very well getting that far in. But, nah, that's just plugged it up. But still, okay, that's 200 boys. We need to organise them, though. We need to have them hit together, because they're not going to be too impressive, but still, that's 200 men that need to be killed. Of course, they'll rout at some point, but yeah. Sentinels coming forward. Yeah, again, if we organise, if we stretch out wide, we can surround those Sentinels with a charge. They're celebrating over here. They've dealt with the last few Elfelin. Is there anything? The Ravenborn are still around. I mean, they could just get charging later on. I don't know about this head. Right, oh, that's the general going down as well, so that's going to be scaring these guys. I don't like how spread out these guys are. Oh, I think it might actually work out in their favour here, though. Because they're going to totally surround these guys. Nice. Yeah, okay, no. Numenor sees it. Good spot from Zelhain. Yeah, he sees what's about to happen, so he pulls back. That's the general down. That's the last of Dale. It's always sad when the announcer is like, oh, our allies fled the field like cowards. And it's like, my dude, that was their last man. They fought to the very end here. But yeah, no, so... Oh, okay, Catapult Crew. I don't know what the stats of the Catapult Crew are. Maybe they're a bit impressive. They're dying very quick. But, as again, there's 200 of them. Is this it? Is this all they've got to fight? Merquendi bows, good. 2 Merquendi bows and the banner carrier for morale. Get those shots in. And this is morale damaging shots. I don't think it's going to be effective. I don't think it's going to do anything up against the Numenorians though. But still, that's 3 guys. These are 2 Ravenborn. They're clacking away with their shotguns. Sorry, they're crossbows, not shotguns. But still, they'll probably not miss a shot from that distance, fingers crossed. It's another general, just goodness sake. Generals getting dropped everywhere. That must be Tommy himself going down there. I'm impressed with the Barbarian Catapult Crew. They're doing quite well here. They're quite impressive. Again, you know, as I say, they're dying, but I think they've got quite a... Well, I mean, it's good, you know, they're heavy engineers. They're used to, like, huffing big rocks around all the time to load them into the catapult and shaping them into effective balls. So, it makes sense that they can really bring a spear down pretty hard. I actually think they've got this. And I think leaving behind the catapult is the best option anyway. Because I think if they allowed Numenor to deal with all this and then go and kill them, I think that would have been it. And as well as the attackers, I don't think they've not done anything wrong. They've taken the best position on the map. They've taken the central position. So, and they've just held it. No, I think Royal Guard, that's pretty, because we need to chase these guys down. We need to kill the Cav. Which I think he's focused on something else. Oh, well, he couldn't caught them anyway. The horses are going to be sprinting past him. I think they got this. That is an absolute shocker. That is a real shocker. 98 for 99. That's rare to see. I am very chuffed with that. And I think it's basically going to come down to 150. Well, no. They'll bring these guys down to maybe 130 or something, but maybe not even that. I'm quite impressed with the catapult crew. I think they're kicking butt. So we saw how quickly they died at range before, so that's an issue for them. They got very little armor, but if you are able to avoid that, then yeah, you can smack some damage down pretty nicely. Okay. Ravenborn Wardens running back. Royal Guard, yeah, he's tired just chasing them around. He's like, nah, let's just get stuck in. But no, very, very cool fight. I'm really chuffed with that. Did not see that coming. I thought this was going to be sort of a close defeat for the attackers. There was even times where it was looking really bad for the attackers. And again, that's something I've got to say, like, do not get disheartened when you're looking at percentages. That's one of the reasons I try not to look at percentages during fights. Sometimes it can be cool, and when you're seeing it's neck and neck, it's like, oh, it's exciting. But just because the percentage is off, like 5, 10%, 15%, yeah, we were like 50, the attackers were 15% down at one point, and it was, and they've managed to sort of pull this around, so it's very impressive. But you can't always get too stuck on what the percentages are saying. Dear me. Oh, quick little charge again. There's still 7 Fires and Swordmasters. They'll rattle through a good few of these guys, but the catapult crew, the mounted Ravenborn are coming in close to get some back shots into them. Merquindi Bow is coming around. It's only one bowman now for his banner carrier. Just a lot of morale, getting a good hype man for that bowman. But yeah, so we'll see how quick those blooming Fires and Swordmasters go down to this damage. But I think either way, I think Numenor did a good job there. I think he did the best with sort of what he had toward the end of that. I don't think I think toward the end of that, I don't think he necessarily did anything wrong. I would have done the exact same thing, generally. So, it would have been great to have a unit of Cav to deal with these guys, and to chase down the Merquindi Bows or something like that. But primary thing I would say is just have a range unit just to rinse the last of that catapult crew. Because it was just having those 200 men show up right at the end. I totally forgot about them. I just assumed that they had been killed off at some point, but having them just turn up, to even landing a handful of rocks was very useful, but then it was just coming in as this meaty unit right at the end that they just didn't have a good way to counter. Was just finished it for them. Well, yeah, we won't speed up. I think we'll get an admit defeat in a minute, because I don't see these Fires and Swordmasters going down 400 frames. Maybe, because as soon as one of these guys goes, oh yeah, we're down to 4 now, so they should all be perishing shortly, or we'll admit defeat. We'll see. But oh no, that was a lot of fun. I'm glad I did that one. So I've got 2 more of these test battle recordings to go through. I'm hoping to I might do one more today, well, one more right now, and then maybe one tonight. Fingers crossed, we'll see. I'm about to go back to work. I go back to work on Saturday, so I need to try and do some recording. But you don't know when Saturday is. Saturday's in 2 days. So we'll try and just see what we can do, if we can get some recordings done in the meantime. So, Hidden is the only guy with like troops left. The balance, the percentages will go back now because people have come back from being dead. But I think we definitely ended up with like 99%, or maybe 98 still, because that was quite a beefy unit, but still very, very low survivors. What did some good damage? Whoa! Okay, I didn't notice that. I'm sorry about that. He probably even told me to watch out for that. I think, wow. Okay, they did some good damage. Almost 800 kills for that catapult. He probably did. He sent me this months and months ago. He sent me this like 6 months ago, so I'm sorry I didn't check the message, but that's some great kills for that catapult, and that really explains how it went from amazing for winged swordsman to pretty horrific. He probably got some great volleys in, and there just wasn't a great way to counter it. The Beastmen doing some good work. A lot of Dunland clansmen coming back, which usually means they got shot up, which is good. It's kind of their job. Poor ruffians didn't rack up too many kills, but they were there. They tried their best, and nice, yeah. Ravenborn, of course, absolutely. Oh, the Ravenborn, the Axemen. Yeah, it's the mounted Ravenborn Wardens and the standard Ravenborn Wardens are very, very cool. Dope. And some little Danish Huntsmen. Let me just have a quick check of the other boys, of course. Can't look at what their individual units were killing, but yeah, we kind of expected that from Warlord, of course. And he was up against Numenor, which has got the fewest troops anyway, and he was getting pounded by some bad damage. I feel that was the toughest place to attack from. I really think that was a rough spot. I think as well, having those poor enslavers getting denied like that just stung, because they could have come in and right at the end and just mopped the floor with what Numenor had to hold the line against them. And I'm sure that kind of just rattled him for a minute. But yeah, I think all the boys did very, very well. Unfortunate for Winged Swordsman getting some rough hits by that catapult at some point during the fight, but no, a lot of good back and forth stuff. Really fun. Cool. So anyway, guys, I will see you later, and yeah, bye.